Fame has an expiry date, and Drake's may have passed. At least that's what a part of the internet is thinking right now. Drake getting turned away from a Giorgio Armani store in Paris. His own security guard walking him back to his car while low-key consoling him. A humbling moment for one of rap's biggest names. Or is it? This clip is not new. Until very recently, it had been sitting on the internet doing nothing for years. So why is it suddenly everywhere all at once, getting millions upon millions of views? And why does everyone seem so eager to believe that an Armani store just rejected Aubrey Drake Graham of all people? Think about it for a sec. This is Drake we're talking about. A man who has sold over 170 million records worldwide, with an even more absurd follower count over on his socials, and the very same man who publicly paid tribute to the late Giorgio Armani at the end of his Iceman 3 livestream. So whichever way you look at it, the idea that an Armani store in Paris would turn him away at the door is completely absurd. And yet the internet doesn't stop to think about any of that. Because right now, anything attached to Drake's name is moving so fast that it leaves no room for nuance. And it has everything to do with Iceman. 6 God's highly anticipated album is set to drop on May 15th, and both the build-up and the rollout to it has been anything but quiet. Just a few days ago, the rapper's team installed a massive structure made of thousands of ice blocks in a parking lot in downtown Toronto. And as soon as Drake shared a photo of it, a 24-hour-long mayhem started thanks to fans flocking the structure. Because Drake's post simply read, "Release date inside." Twitch streamer Kishka eventually broke through, found a bag, and followed the instructions all the way to Drake's mansion, where the release date was finally announced. For some, Drake's stunt was chaotic, and for others, it was pure marketing genius. Regardless, it was definitely one of the most talked about album rollout moments of the year, if not the most talked about. And that's exactly the reason why an old clip of him walking away from a boutique in Paris is not ordinary footage. It's simply front-page news. As soon as the footage went viral, again, the comment section exploded. And the vibe was exactly as you'd expect it to be. Please, someone should explain to me why Giorgio Armani did that. I am confused. Or didn't they know it's Drake? Some took a more philosophical approach. There are places where fame and money can't let you in. And then there were those who couldn't resist making it about the beef. Maybe they think he not like us and see no need to be associated with that kind of energy. They would have let Kendrick inside in a heartbeat. Long story short, the internet had fully made up its mind. Drake was a loser. He was rejected. Case closed. Except it wasn't. Because here's what very few, if anybody, bothered to mention. On Avenue Montaigne in Paris, where the footage is actually from, Giorgio Armani operates 2 separate stores close to each other. Giorgio Armani Donna, Giorgio Armani Uomo, the women's and men's boutique respectively. And the viral clip sees Drake walking up to the women's boutique and the staff redirecting him. Now, couldn't he be looking for something for a lady there? Who knows? But judging by how he acknowledges and turns back tells us something. Obviously, the footage doesn't show Drake getting to the men's boutique and buying whatever he wanted less than a minute after he was refused entry to Giorgio Armani. So in reality, nobody was rejected. Nobody was humbled. There was never bad blood between Drake and Giorgio Armani, or any luxury brand for that matter. He had just walked into the wrong door. But a single wrong turn was enough for the internet to bury a man. And this simple misunderstanding was used to ask countless big questions like whether or not the 6 Gods era is over. Then again, with the release of one of his most anticipated albums ever just around the corner, Drake must not be too concerned about the attention he's getting. Even if it's based on a weird and, most importantly, an inaccurate story. As they say, no publicity is bad publicity. Now that the hype train is in full speed, the only thing left for fans is to find out whether Iceman was worth all these deliberate and spontaneous marketing moves. Judging by how basically everyone on the internet jumped on an old clip just to talk about Drake, it's safe to say that as soon as it's dropped, Iceman will be dissected by the internet.